On December 7, 1941, Japan attacked Pearl Harbor and multiple air sites on Oahu, sinking or damaging 21 ships, destroying 164 planes, and damaging another 159, killing 2,390 people and injuring 1,178 military and civilians. The surprise attack resulted in the United States entering World War II. Pearl Harbor contains multiple memorials to the sacrifice of those who died that day. For those who don't know, we are Ron Bev Retirement Journeys. Thanks for joining us on our visit to Pearl Harbor during our time in Hawaii. To get there from downtown, about 12 miles away, Ron signed us up for a ride share with Lyft. We didn't rent a car on this trip, but if you drive, there's parking for a fee at the site. You could also take a city bus or a tour sold in multiple places downtown, though that's a costlier option. Entrance to the national park is free, but there was one thing we didn't know about getting in. Just be forewarned, if you come, you cannot bring in a purse of hardly any size. I had just a regular size purse, and Ron had a tiny
I had a little
backpack.
shoulder bag.
But
Anyway,
nothing bigger than a wallet. So we had to store it for $7. This is in 2026.
yep.
And then they said you can buy a bag. So you could come in.
We had the privilege of buying a bag.
Carry your stuff and buy a bag when you're inside.
And this is what we bought, the cheapest one in there.
$5.
Yeah, $5.
But anyway, just be forewarned. We didn't know about that, but we're in.
We're in, and we're looking forward to seeing everything here.
Yeah. When you come in the main entrance, you arrive in Aloha Court, which has a large map of the world on the ground. Straight ahead are ticket booths, a virtual reality center, and an audio tour booth. You can purchase tickets to various museums or buy a 2-day pass for every location. Because Ron and I try to travel cheaply and didn't want to rush, we decided there was enough to see for free, although we did purchase the audio tour. Thankfully, Ron heard you should make a reservation for the USS Arizona Memorial in advance and was able to get one at recreation.gov. They start releasing reservation times 8 weeks in advance. There are 2 free museums, a 23-minute film, several memorials along the waterfront, plus a 45-minute tour of the USS Arizona Memorial that includes the shuttle to and from. That was enough to keep us busy for several hours. At the Road to War Museum, exhibits detail just that. What propelled Japan to make such a bold move, including their country's militarism and their expansionist ambitions in Asia and the Pacific. Aligning themselves with Germany and Italy and then crippling the U.S. Pacific Fleet in Hawaii allowed them to temporarily capture new territories they hoped would provide natural resources for their ambitions. After Pearl Harbor, Germany declared war on the U.S., and suddenly the U.S. was fighting a war in both the East and West. The second free museum, the Attack Museum, outlines the assault in detail, both with a short video and exhibits. The Japanese sent 183 planes from 6 aircraft carriers in the first wave of attack. About 30 minutes later, they launched a second wave of attack that included 167 bombers and fighters. Five of the 8 battleships in the harbor were sunk, with the USS Arizona suffering the greatest number of casualties. After the Arizona, the USS Oklahoma had the second most casualties at 429 when it capsized. A large grassy area holds numerous memorials along the waterfront, including names and ranks of those killed, type and location of each vessel and damage done, maps of the harbor, and quotes from survivors and others. We viewed the free park video in one of the theaters before heading 10 minutes before our reservation time to our line to board the shuttle boat to the USS Arizona Memorial. A ranger gave a brief introduction emphasizing the sacred nature of the spot before we boarded the shuttle for the short ride. Visitors spoke in hushed tones at the memorial, which sits over a small portion of the sunken battleship, which can be seen under the water and sticking above. The shrine room at one end of the memorial lists the 1,177 men who died on board the ship, including over 900 still entombed inside. A small amount of oil still leaks from the battleship each day, which I noticed while there, leaving a sheen on the surface. Though an estimated 9 quarts escapes each day, the Park Service does not clean it up. It has been referred to as the Black Tears of the Arizona and has been estimated it will continue leaking for another 500 years. Back at the waterfront, there is a USS Arizona anchor, a sailor statue, a marine memorial, and near the Pacific Fleet Submarine Museum, a memorial to the 52 U.S. submarines and over 3,500 submariners lost in World War II. Our time at Pearl Harbor ended with reflection.
This has been quite something.
It's been an amazing experience. I've wanted to come here for a long time, and it was worth it. And it's been a moving experience.
Thanks so much for watching.